Welcome to West 10 Media Signing Day coverage. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Now check out the next athlete, student athlete, that's going to secure their future.
First, I'd like to welcome everybody to the campus at Tipton Rosemark. It's awesome having you all here. They're right up there with winning games against these situations. So, I'm the athletic director, Jonathan Cohen, and again, welcome. I think it was the summer, COVID summer. Was it summer?
Yes,
COVID?
2020.
Yeah, we had, those of you over here know we had to come through like crazy regulations just to practice, where it was outside, inside, we had a table set up in here, and it was just a mess. Obviously, everybody knew that. And Emma came in, and I was like, I recognized there was an athlete, and so I would write to her immediately, like, hey, you play softball? And immediately, this guy is like behind me, he's like, no, she's not a softball player, she's soccer. It's one of those situations where she has worked hard her whole life to get to this point. This is one of the best days, obviously. So, on behalf of our faculty, staff, athletic department, congratulations to y'all, mom and dad as well. We have kind of a unique situation. Mr. Pence, he's a father and a coach. This year, first year for us, he did a great job for us. I'm sure that Emma and Mary would both say, you know, they had a great time as well. He probably is on them worse than he's on anybody else, but that's how we do as parents. But he was like, do I speak as a dad? Do I speak as a coach? And I'm like, this is your day. So whatever, it's her day, but it's your day as well. So I'm going to give him the opportunity to speak, and then who's going to speak as well, and then she can sign her letter. So.
I can't go long because then I won't be able to make it. So first, I'm just thankful for the opportunity, Dr. Graham and Johnny, for allowing me to coach. I know it's partly out of necessity. We lose Stephen and he moves on, and the girls didn't have anyone, they couldn't find a coach. And when you have two girls on the team, and especially one who was planning on playing, we knew that this day was coming. You just couldn't say no. And so it was a great time for me. I'm thankful not just for Emma, but we got a great group of girls. I'm so excited. I can't wait to start with y'all this spring. Those of you who are not doing softball, y'all need to start running after school, get in shape. I'm putting Anna in charge, making sure. But seriously, Thomas asked me, what am I most proud of? So I'll answer that in both of the ways that Johnny said. As a dad, I'm just most proud of Emma Grace's desire. We've never pushed her in soccer. In fact, I wanted her to play softball. That's what I played, and I shared that at chapel with y'all. But Emma Grace, from the time that she started, you'll see, if you looked at the pictures up there, there's a picture of her in a green uniform. That was her first year playing, and she had her shin guards on the outside of her socks, thanks to her mom. And from that moment, I knew that she loved soccer. And anyone who ever watched her play knew that she loved it. And as she's growing up, she spent all of her free time in her room first on her little iPod, and then on her Google Chromebook, and then on her iPad and computer. But she would spend all of her free time watching soccer videos. She knew everything about the United States women's national team. She could tell you every player who ever played for them. She could tell you all of their tactics. She could tell you. And so the thing that I'm most proud about with Emma is just that desire to stick to it. It never wavered. Her passion and love for playing the game, I think, rose not only from her willingness to use the gifts that God gave her, but her friendships that she made on the team. If you look at the pictures, I think that the times you see her most happy is when she's with her teammates. And as a coach, that's also the thing that was most pleasing to me during this season. Emma Grace loves to score. Don't let her fool you. She loves to score. What's that?
She does.
She does, absolutely. But she equally loves when her teammates score. I wanted to take her out of a game. We were winning pretty handedly. And I wanted to take her out to give some other people opportunities to play. But she says, Dad, if I stay in, I can feed them the ball and I can help them score. And that was her mindset. She wanted to see her teammates succeed as much as she wanted to succeed. And to me as a coach, that's the sign of a great player. A great player wants the team first, not the self first. And if you played with Emma, now she's hard sometimes to play with because she's very driven and headstrong and likes things her way. This was coaching Emma was a pure joy as a coach. Coaching Emma was a pain in the butt as a dad. But I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I talked about her wanting to get her teammates involved. I did some checking this year as a team. She was the leading assist per game player in the state of Tennessee this year. She had over 2 assists average per game. She had 28 assists and we played 13 games. And so that's just that's a testament to that desire to get her teammates involved. And from her first time on TRA soccer team with Coach Starnes, you saw kind of like this, this spirit about their team. That first season with Stephen was their best season that they had since they restarted the program in 2014. Went to a playoff game, beat ECS for the first time, beat Covington for the first time. Lots of firsts that first year, and she had tons of assists that game to Brianna. Stacy here, I saw her earlier, but she was counting the assists that she would make to Brianna that season. Last year was a kind of a transitional year, and then we came back this year and had a lot of other firsts. We had an 8th grader lead the team in scoring, probably for the first time, with 26 goals, and I bet more than half of them were assisted by Emma. We beat JCS for the first time. 2 years ago we went to overtime with and lost on the shootout. So I'm just thankful for the team and y'all's support of Emma. I think that the desire that she shares with you all, I hope will continue on with you all. That I look forward to seeing how the impact that she has with you all next year will grow and our team will grow and I'm excited about that too. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
First, I just want to thank everybody for coming. It means so much more to me than you know. I have played on so many teams, from middle school teams to club teams in Nashville to club teams in Arlington to club teams in Bartlett to away to. I've played at a lot of places, but and I'm grateful for all of my coaches that I've had. We'd be here all day trying to name them all. But I've been blessed. I haven't had a bad coach in 15 years of playing soccer. And I've never had a bad team in 15 years of playing soccer. Now, we might not have won every game, but I have loved the girls on every team I've been on. But this year's school team holds a special place in my heart, and for all of them to be here means the world to me, because being the only playing senior with a bunch of little girls was one of my favorite things that I've ever gotten to do in my soccer career. I'm excited about Union. I think the Lord has led me there, and I'm excited to see what He has to do. And I'm grateful that I get to continue to play, because I love soccer a lot, and I love Jesus, so I get to do both. And yes, I'm grateful for our school and for our teachers, administrators who love well and teach us how to love well, which is evident on all the sports fields, and was very evident on the soccer field this year. So thank you all for coming. Get cupcakes after. Do I sign it now? Is that what I do? Okay.
3, 2. Hi, it's Thomas Ellis Jr. here with another signing day. Emma, congratulations. We're going from Tipton Rosemark Academy Soccer to Union University Soccer. How does that sound? How does that feel?
I'm super excited. I'm excited about Union. It's a place that I think I would have seen myself even if I wasn't playing soccer, but the fact that I get to go and play in addition to going to school there, I'm super excited about. It's crazy. The college soccer is crazy to think about.
But it's 2 dreams coming true.
It is.
You get to continue at the highest level and your connection with God. So Union is the perfect landing place.
It is.
Kind of break that down for us.
Well, not that being a pastor's kid makes me a Christian, but I've grown up in the church, and I've really made that my own and my own faith. And so, like at chapels, I lead worship at chapels here, and I lead at my church at Covington First United Methodist, and I lead worship at Oak Grove Baptist on Sunday mornings, and do various other worship leading. And Union one of the very few schools where you can minor in worship leadership. You can major in whatever you want and minor in worship leadership. So I'll get to do that, and that's super exciting. And it's just a wonderful culture where God is the center, and that's most important in all things. And so I'm excited about being able to surround myself with God-fearing people.
Okay. Well, growing up in the church, and God bless you with a talent and a skill, and you grew up on the soccer field. You've been playing the game for 15 years, so that'll make you about 3 years old. So
I was.
Most kids in the South, especially little girls, they gravitate towards softball. They might pick up basketball, but you stuck with soccer. Why?
Well, so my dad wanted to put me in a sport, and soccer was like one of the first. It's one of the earliest sports you can be put into, because like to be T-ball age, you have to be like 5 or something, and that was his sport. Dad played his freshman year at Austin Peay, so he was big college baseball, and so he wanted me to play T-ball, but he could put me in soccer earlier. So I started soccer, and
never let it go.
No, I mean, like my mom is super musically inclined, and she tried to get me to play the violin, and you have to practice a lot to play the violin, and I would spend my time practicing soccer, and so eventually I let violin go and I focused on soccer. I started playing competitive when I was 7.
Wow.
So I've been playing travel for a long time too.
So when did you dream that you could be a college level player?
It's always been a dream of mine. My dad outside in the signing said that I could at one point in time name every person on the women's national team in 2015 when they went to the World Cup. I could name their whole roster, 1 through 23, and I knew where they all went through college, and so I was like, that was my dream. And I'm probably not going to make it that far, but the fact that I can say I played college soccer is big for me.
You might be wearing a uniform one day, or the coaching uniform. We never know. We never know. But hey, your hard work, your dedication to the sport has gotten you here. But even, when we have plans that we have in our mind, they don't always come to fruition. Sometimes we hit little bumps in the road. So here comes your senior season. And Coach Storms goes on to take a position at a church, a local church. And y'all don't have a coach. So we know what ended up happening. How did Dad become coach, and what was your mindset during that whole process?
So this is a funny story that kind of sets this up. But when I came to Rosemark, I was moving from Middle Tennessee, and soccer is huge there.
Yeah.
Like, it is the equivalent to softball in Tipton County. Every little girl plays soccer. And so when I moved here, I had contacted Steven, and I said, hey, when are tryouts for the soccer team? And he was like, tryouts? Like, you're on the team. And so, but that was my mindset. Like, freshman year, we started because I was at Summit High School freshman year, and we started in May. At the end of May, we had tryouts that last week in May, and we went all summer, and that was my mindset. And it came about like the second week in June, and like we hadn't started, and I was like, all right, like we're gonna have to get on this. And so I made my dad. Originally, it started, I just made my dad email Coach Sam Fran, and I was like, hey, I don't care what we do. I will lead warm-ups, or I will lead practices. I just need an adult out there on the field so that we can get on the field. And
so you were Coach Pence first, no, just kidding.
But anyways, so that's how it kind of came about. Is I told my dad, I was like, listen, we just need somebody on the field so that we can get to work, because we're so young that the more time that we had to learn the fundamentals, which is something that girls around here aren't really taught, because it's not a sport that you grow up playing, and the more time we have to learn the fundamentals, the better that we're going to be. And that was like, let's get on the field, let's get working. And then finally around dead period, they still didn't have a coach, and they hadn't found one. They had been looking, and Sam Fran was like, do you want to keep coaching? And he was like, sure. So that's, I mean, it was a very thrown together.
He wanted his daughter to have that special senior year. Turned out to be special. First postseason game played here in Rosemark. But they did set up the finale for you. And you got a chance to play your last game on your home field. Mm-hmm. No Lady Rebels have ever been able to say that. You scored the last goal of the season. And you fought hard against North Point. And you got that goal, but then it did end in defeat. And you took it pretty hard. And in that moment, here comes Dad. What happened in that touching moment?
Well, that game was, we're a good team. I think we were a good team this year, but again, we were super young. And they had one little girl. She played center forward for him, and like, I don't know what was up, but she was just everywhere. She was insane. And she popped like 3 early goals on us, and from there I was like, well, dang, this could be it. And but we fought hard, and there were about 15 minutes left, and tears started coming, and I was like, high school soccer. And then I scored, and then I bawled. I was like, that was just the icing on the cake, was being able to score. But at the same time, like, I was grateful to be on the field with my teammates. Like, they all came and hugged. That was one of the best goal celebrations, was being able to just celebrate with my team. But it was over, and I hate losing. And Dad came over, and he's a very positive person in all aspects of life. He's always optimistic, sometimes too optimistic, but he's always optimistic. And I knew he would come over and just try to console me, and in that moment I just needed to like have my losing moment, and I was like wait but you got a really good picture of it. It was very looking back, that's a special moment, because how many girls can say that their senior year, their last game, they have a picture with their dad on the field as their coach. But yeah, it was special.
Well, to wrap up things, you've been special to this program in the school. Maybe, no, it's not maybe. God sent you here for a reason. You provided a blueprint, and now being the first girl to sign for Lady Rebel Soccer, you might be called the godmother of Lady Rebel Soccer. Maybe that nickname might come down later, but what do you hope your legacy is here?
Well, my sophomore year I came in, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I had come from a program in the best district in the state of Tennessee, where, like I said, everybody plays soccer. And to be able to have that experience, come into somewhere where I've been playing soccer longer than some of the girls on my team have been alive at this point. Yeah. And, like, Sweet Zadie is 13, and I've been playing for 15 years. And I know. And that was my biggest thing, was this year being the only playing senior on the field. Was I got to spend time and pour into some really special girls who are young. Like, the vast majority of our team was 8th graders. And that's not something you get a lot in high school sports. And I just pray that, if anything, like, I love soccer, and they might not love it as much as I do, but if I can show them how much I love soccer and that brings them to love soccer, then that makes me happy. And further than that, like, this was the best, most cohesive team that we've had.